Your gradients suck, but they don't have to. You've probably run into a few of these. The color turning muddy somewhere in the middle, the whole thing looking flat with no depth, or the gradient just sitting there as a background filler. All of that is easy to fix. Here are 6 rules to follow when you're designing a gradient. Limit your color stops. The instinct is to keep adding stops. More color, more interest, right? But it's usually the opposite. 2 or 3 stops with transitions between them look polished. Pile on 5 or 6 and it starts to look like a screensaver. Use fewer colors than you think you need. You're not banned from using more. Some designs even call for it, but you should only add more if the design needs it. Avoid the muddy middle. Say you pick 2 complementary colors, like blue and orange, sitting on opposite sides of the wheel for a strong contrast. You set them as your 2 stops and the middle turns gray. That gray comes from what happens between the 2 colors. On the way from blue to orange, the blend passes through a washed out zone. And that's the gray you're seeing. Nearly all 2-stop complementary gradients do this. You've got 2 ways out. Add a 3rd stop in the middle, preferably a color with some life in it that sits between the 2 on the wheel. Or sidestep the problem and pick colors that are already neighbors, so the blend never crosses the dead zone. With that extra stop, the gradient stays vivid all the way across. Shift the light. Most people pick 2 colors and stop there, without thinking about brightness. Here are 2 gradients, the same 2 hues in both. The first keeps both colors at the same lightness, so it looks dull. The second runs light to dark, and that gives it depth, as if light hit the surface. The fix is to change the brightness too. Push one end lighter and the other darker. And that difference is what gives the blend its depth, direction and shape. The same 2 colors feel different depending on which way the gradient runs. Take one pair and point it 4 ways. Top to bottom reads like a light on a surface. Bright up high, shadow below. So it sits quietly in the background. Diagonal gives the eye a slope to follow, which adds movement. Radial spreads from one point, like a spotlight pulling focus to the center. And conic sweeps the colors around that point for an almost 3-dimensional look. Pick the one that matches the energy you want. Use gradients to guide the eye. The bright part of a gradient grabs the eye first, so put it where you want people to start looking. Say you want someone to read the heading in the top left, then move down to sign up. Brighten that corner and the eye starts there before anyone has read a word. Make them move. In an interactive scene, a gradient can react to the person reading it. It might shift as you scroll, change when you hover, or follow where you are on the page. Watch what happens as you scroll. The gradient warms up as you go, cool at the top and warm by the bottom. You set up 2 gradients and then tie a fade to the scroll. If the gradients you use for the top and bottom are complementary to each other, you might need to add 2 extra gradients to avoid the muddy middle. So, 6 rules. Keep your colors to a few stops, keep the middle from turning to mud, and let the light shift along with the color so it has some depth. After that, it comes down to direction and brightness, where the gradient point sets the mood, and the brightest spot is where the eye lands first. And when the project allows it, let the whole thing move as you scroll. Get those right, and your gradients will look like you knew what you were doing. You can build all of it in Maglr without code. Subscribe for more design tips if you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.